The next order of business will be to appoint the committees that will be serving.
They did it.
First
They did
committee
it
we will
before
go with
the
will
meeting.
be administration. We had a few discussions earlier about who might be interested in the different committees. Any trustee can participate in any committee, whether or not they are assigned to a committee. In terms of administration, who would we like to serve as chair of that committee?
Does anyone have an interest in serving as a chair of that committee as well? Steve Foley and Sandy? So Steve Foley and Sandy. So we need a nomination for each one and a second, correct? And a vote? Okay. So I'll nominate Sandy for chair of admin.
Do we have a second?
Amen.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next committee we will appoint for the chairman will be maintenance. May we have a nomination for the chair of the maintenance committee, please?
I could nominate Randy Davis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Randy? Next committee we will appoint, the chairman for will be security and lake patrol. May we have a nomination, please?
I'll nominate Tom Martin.
May we have a second? Larry Longmore seconded that motion. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, Tom Martin. The next committee we will go to will be Lake and Beach Maintenance. May we have a nomination for that committee, please?
Second that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The next committee we will go to will be building permits and compliance. May we have a motion for that committee chair, please? May we have a second? Second. Sandy Earl seconded that. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, Sandy. Okay, the next committee will be the land acquisition committee. Do we have a nomination for the chair of that committee, please? Do we have a second, please? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. Yours, Randy. Okay. Next committee we will do will be pool. And we have a motion for a chairman of the committee, please. Gee, thanks, guys. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, I guess I get the pool in. The last committee I have on my list is the fines committee. May we have a nomination for that committee, please?
I'd like to nominate Larry Mulroy.
May we have a second? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. All yours, Larry. Okay. I guess now I just need to go down to the committee reports. It's going to be kind of hard to do some of the committee reports today since we just elected new committee members and the old board members are gone. So, Randy, if you'd like to address the maintenance issues and what your goals are and what you plan on doing, that would be great. Would you get Larry?
Run.
What we got on the list that I was just handed, one of the top issues everybody's been asking about is asphalt for 2018. Roads that are done. Roads that were done were Scenic, Sparrow, Brookholz Drive, Oreo Circle, Brown Drive, and the end of LaRose Drive. The rest is Sioux, Shawnee, and the end of Water Terrace. The roads that are slated that need done are Fish Pond Drive, Jenny Lane, Valley Drive, and the hills going up Swigert Court, Craig Court, Casey Drive to the Low Water Bridge, Sunshine Drive, and going on Office Road. And Pueblo Drive if we have asphalt. I think me stepping in, at first, you don't really have a lot of idea what's going on, but I do have pretty good knowledge of the lake and the roads and that, have a working relationship with maintenance, so from here to the next meeting, I hope to gain some knowledge and have more to offer. Be glad to answer any questions and take suggestions, that's what I'm here for. Thank you. I'm not aware, for sure, I think they were slated to come back in, does anybody have an answer for that?
That's the first time I get to, I got to get on the shit check, so I decided to come. You? You got to go for your own self. That's what I said, yeah. You jumped on it.
Okay, the next committee report is admin. I don't really have a whole lot to report this month. It has been quite busy and hectic in the office with the elections and everything. We'll do a drawing for an employee of the month. Let me see the list who was on there. Okay, we had Ricky Macklin in maintenance, David Macklin in maintenance, the maintenance department, Gary Smith in the office, Jennifer Duncan in the office, and Diana Robinson was security. What's it up?
Who wants you put on us? Well, that's like last month.
Just one.
I had just put everybody in two at a time.
Ricky Macklin in maintenance. Thank you. And entered in a drawing at the end of the year for a gift card. With that said, a big shout out to all of our employees for all they do for us every year. And while I'm on employees and thinking about getting full again, I'd like to take a moment for everybody to say a short prayer for Melvin Johnson for a speedy recovery. Our pool attendant was injured in a very, very serious car accident and is still in the hospital and in critical condition. Thank you. All right, treasurer report.
I don't know what, I know she's in very serious condition. I know they're taking up a collection at the next illness and found care. We're taking chances for a rifle, whatever. I don't know how many of them sold yet, but they just started last week. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. I'll get you the information. We need to help her as much as we can.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, the treasurer report to Jen. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a different. I'm kind of new. Okay, I'm just gonna try to do my best to learn everything I can, what everybody's doing, and work with them, and make sure that everybody can work together great. I'm not familiar with how it all works in there, so it's a learning process for me, but I'm going to go with what they have, any suggestions, and if I have anything they want to discuss, I'm open at any time. Go ahead and thank you. Steve,
Can I stand with the board? I think you want to.
I know you were just elected treasurer today. You want to do the treasurer report, or should we let Jen go ahead and do it for today? And You can bring them up to speed for the next meeting, Jen? Is that good?
Okay, sounds good. So for year-to-date, through September, we have total income of 1.659 million. And we have expenses.
Wait, that's all you gotta do, just maintain and maximum size.
A little over $1 million, we're right. Net income of 362. We're still a little cash heavy because we have not paid out, we haven't been billed for the paving. I know we had some dredging, I saw, we paid out for some dredging last month, it's on the warrant sheet, but we're still waiting for a couple of big bills to come in, so we're still a little top heavy on cash, however we're managing that, and we seem to be on budget. Actually, now that we're speaking of this, I did want to bring up to the board, I'll give you all some time to think about this. At the time, we had to purchase out of security the new boat motor, which has been talked about in previous meetings. And that boat motor was $10,705.97. We actually have it recorded in the security department budget. However, I think we need to split that with Lake and Beach and security budget. So I'd like to get the board's either thoughts or make a motion to allow Steve to move half of that cost out of the actual cost out of security department and put it into Lake and Beach. All in favor? Okay. Steve? So let's take a look at the warrant sheet. Like I said, I did see some costs come through for some, I believe it was dredging. It wasn't dredging? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't for dredging. We took money and put it into CD for dredging. We took 35,000 and put it into CD for dredging for when that happens. So we've allotted that money for that. That's actually on page 4. Does anybody have any questions on the warrant sheet?
I make a motion to approve the warrant sheet for September 2018.
I'll second. All in favor? And just for the new board members on this warrant sheet, if there's any questions that you guys have, typically Steve is able, if you need more clarification on it, because these are basically our checks that go out on a monthly basis. If you need clarification for this, Steve will be happy to give you any additional information if he doesn't know it right now off the top of his head. So if you have any questions, so. And that's all I have for the treasurer's report.
Let me just add, once you get approved to sign the checks and stuff, you'll get a sheet similar to this with each round of checks that is signed. So you'll see that same information every week for the checks. So this is just a compilation of the whole month's checks. Thank you. Next one is security.
For security, we had 11 calls for suspicious activity, 5 well-being checks, 3 break-ins, 2 shots fired, 2 alarms going off, 1 power line down, 5 noise complaints, 5 domestic calls, 10 dog complaints, 7 stolen items, 15 broken gates, 5 arrests, 4 criminal charges filed, 3 motor vehicle accidents, 10 EMS calls,
He has no business.
3 calls for debris in the road, 17 gates being stuck open, 1 missing person, 5 impounds, 12 informational, 3 fights, 2 warrant services, 16 assist and escort other agencies, like St. Francis County, St. County, 4 traffic controls, 6 stolen items, and 35 violations issued are fined. We also have numerous calls on dog complaints. We'd just like to remind everybody to try to keep their dog contained in the yard or on a leash. Enforcement has been stepped up trying to take care of some of the people that we have in here that we would not like to have in here. And there's also a reminder about stopping at stop signs, making sure you stop, especially since we have school session now. We have a lot of two kids that walk on the roads, so please remember to stop at all stop signs. There's been some batteries and propane tanks stolen for that time of the year. And if you see any suspicious activity, make sure that you call the security office and call 911. Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, this report, is this just strictly for lot owners? I mean, is this just lot owners, or is this guests and lot owners that's divided in this report?
Put the donation up there.
Let's talk.
Huh? Put donations up there.
Is there any way they could be separated or, just out of curiosity, I would like to know how many of them are lot owners that were arrested and how many of them were guests? I mean, I don't need names, I just need to know the numbers, the statistics of what's going on as far as, like I said, when I was running, safety is a big concern to me, so I would like to know if our problem is lying with the property owners that are breaking the rules, or if it's the guests that's breaking the rules. So I don't need the names, I would just like the numbers as to what's going on with who's getting these violations, who's getting fines, who's getting arrested. Is it guests or is it property owner?
So your question is of, let's say, 2 shots fired, if you actually found who those people were.
Yes.
You just want to know, one was a property owner, one was a guest.
Yes. I don't need names and I just.
So you don't even need like their information, just one was a property owner, one was a guest.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Yes, property owners are responsible for the guests at all the time, however,
When are you gonna start sticking them to it?
No, I understand that, but I can just get the statistics.
All right, I'll be able to give you a breakdown of
Okay.
guests versus property owners. I'm gonna be able to go certainly especially with.
No, that's fine. I just am curious as to if it's lot owners or if it's guests. Okay, thank you.
okay, thanks.
Okay, are you done with security time? Okay. I guess the next thing is the pool. The pool's closed. He doesn't have the cover on it yet. I was disappointed. He was supposed to be here Tuesday. He was supposed to be here Friday, so I will be making a phone call when this meeting is over. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Steve Foley for permits to make his report for this month.
Okay, for the month of October, we had 22 permits. We have one for dock and boat lift, one for cabin, one for campers, 4 for carport pavilions, 2 concrete permits, 4 culvert permits, 2 deck permits, 1 garage permit, 1 pole barn permit, 2 shed permits, and 2 well permits. And, we've got a report. Penny's gonna go over, we've got 3 permits that we need to approve. Which one are you gonna start with?
First one is permit number 7093. Aubrey Blue, Cat 5, lot 55. This was actually last week on last month's agenda. Was waiting on a decision by the board. We were all going to go look at it. It is a swim platform built into the lake. It's out of permit. They did get a permit. I took Lynn out and looked at it. It conforms to the distance on the covenant.
Are we just working on that, or are you working on the shed portion of it as well?
I just did a description on the dock.
And then you can
And
issue the permit for the
then
shed?
yeah.
Okay, so from what we saw and from your measurement, and the property owner has put in their permit. Okay. I make a motion to approve permit 7093 for Aubrey McMahon.
Do we have a second? Kevin seconds, all in favor?
Permit approved. And I'll go out and look at their shed, that's out there.
They do have a request in for a permit for their sheds. Okay.
Next commit number 7113, Ron and Jackson. Ron, are you here today?
Yeah, I'm behind that.
2 lot 426, 428, and 430. He would like to add a 14-foot extension to existing 2-stall boat dock. It would extend out 28 foot. And I provided a map of this area on the map.
I just don't see how that can be done without encroaching on the other people, on the property owners that surround our area. People that are on the opposite side of that living in their property, that they would not have access to their property, it's not going to that dock out.
That decision is something that, everybody has to make, but it's went both ways in the past. So we can't, if everybody's asking for a legal, even playing field. I know in the past, property owners have reclaimed their property that is underwater. J.C. Wells built a whole lot right across from you with the seawall. We put 200 tandem loads of fill in there. We've got the issue with the lot with the bridge where they weren't originally supposed to be lakefront, and then the lake got back all the way. All of a sudden on the lakefront, the other owner said, "Hey, wait a minute, I own all the way across there," and he put a walkway in front and blocked it. somehow they come to agreement and allow passage. But the truth is, the people still own, even though we're a lake development, this is still deeded property in the United States of America. We own our four corners. So we have to put in black and white whether the water is the boundary, which has a tendency to change. You know, if the lake went dry for some reason and we couldn't afford to fix it, would they not still own that property that's under the water? If the lake, theoretically, if our dam broke and they didn't allow us to fix it, we're all screwed. But we still own that property. It was sold, it was bought, it was paid for, and it was deeded in the United States of America, correct? So they own it. So, I mean, but like I said, I won't be a part of the official decision. This is my personal input, but I think this asking a little too much. If you can meet with your neighbor, come to an agreement, everybody, because you can encroach on your neighbor if they allow you to. So talk to your neighbors, see if they're okay with it. If you get written in writing from Robbie Jackelback and Tori Cletus Gowan that they have no problem with it, then I don't see a problem with it.
There's also an easement form in the office that you can have the other property owners allowed to become part of the permanent side. So there's an easement form in the office that you can get, you work out with your neighbors, and for instance, your shed is going to be too close to their property line according to our rules. If they sign an easement form that becomes a permanent part of the record, they allow you to put that closer to their property. They're allowing it. So that can be done also. You can talk to your neighbors and work it out that way. And I want to thank Randy for abstaining from this because of his personal knowledge and sharing his information.
Is there any way, I'm looking at the drawing here, is there any way, like, for you got the addition upon, say, if we're looking at it from bottom to top here, you get the addition on the left-hand side, is there any way of moving your other dock the other way? Because it looks like, just from the drawing, that this dock would encroach on the other people's property line, but it looks also that you could get an easement, as Mickey said, to move your dock the other way, and then maybe that would not encroach on those property lines. Yeah.
You're at on our side of the lake, everybody's property line is not, you know, it's out in the water. So we need to clarify and put in black and white whether it is the water's edge of your now lost property or whether it goes out to your original boundary.
My property line extends out to behind me in the back. I'm saying if you move the dock over to the one, towards the 193 side, that might get you off the
Right, but your other property corner is right here. So, and it is basically right at the water's edge. But what I'm saying is, so you've got, what you've got available as lake frontage is actually, it's this dimension here. They're talking square off your property. So it needs to be reviewed. I mean, if there was something in writing, we'll dig it, we'll find it, and otherwise, but if you would just address your three neighbors and that'd be your best bet. Because if they grant the permit and then the other neighbors says, oh, I wanted to hang a 30-foot dock there, which they're not going to be able to. You know, they have a little small wooden dock. I know one person, I know they're planning on upgrading and they don't want to block the view of their home, so they want to put it there. So I know that's going to be an issue. That's why I said they can't help make the decision other than offer information.
kind of,
Well, but just because they slow at the draw, doesn't mean that they shouldn't have the right.
that's what I mean, if you, that's the other side of that swim platform side, if you could move the whole time over that direction.
Get out of here.
I'll make a motion to postpone this.
I believe Larry had something he wanted to add.
I would have I would have to double check this. There are property owners that own property here that do not want the easy way. I was at the county seat, and I did ask this question. It just brought up about where do we draw roads, water's edge, property lines, extensions that out. If I'm correct, I have to call and double check. The county, these lines that are out in the water, that's existing property lines. The county goes by that. They do not go by water's edge. They charge by the property line. That's what I was told. When I was looking at the property that I was wanting to find information on, I asked about that. And they said that's actually the existing property line. They charge tax, even though it's out in the water, they pay taxes on it. I have property like that. So, that's, now, if you go by that, you're encroaching over existing property owner's line. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, but my other question, where you got this listed, and I don't understand if this dock is all your dock up here, or can you slide that portion towards the shore? Okay, right, I didn't catch you like 10 feet, not a lot of room to get a boat through. Okay, but I won't double check, I will call the county chief, double check that.